2. Now, Monday, August 1st, regular meeting of the Windsor Heights City Council. Roll call.
Susan Skiris.
Here.
Joseph Jones.
Here.
Michael Libby.
Here.
Lauren Campbell.
Here.
And Teresa Harms.
Here.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
3A, public hearing on ordinance number 2207, an ordinance amending chapter 100 of the Code of Ordinances related to regulation of industrial wastewater and commercial wastewater.
Second.
Roll call.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
Yes.
Public comment. Discussion amongst council. Dennis.
Discussion among administrator. The only words I could say is this is something that the WRA sent down to us, and we count on our legal counsel, Erin, to protect us, and she has been through it.
Dennis.
Just a quick, where is WRA, where are they located?
Why would you ask me that?
All right.
Are they just southeast of downtown where the water reclamation facility is? Yeah.
I only say that because I've driven around the airport 5 or 6 times.
Looking
No,
for
I
it.
was in the airport.
Problem's gonna get worse.
Further discussion? Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
Yes.
3B, consideration of the first reading of ordinance number 2207, an ordinance amending chapter 100 of the Code of Ordinances related to regulation of industrial wastewater and commercial wastewater.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
Yes.
3C, consideration of waiving the second and third readings of ordinance number 2207.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, roll call.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
Yes.
4, public forum. This is the time set aside for comments from the public on topics of city business other than those listed in the agenda. No action may be taken. Please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and keep your comments to no more than 5 minutes. I see no public. Public comments submitted, Travis?
Not since about 15 minutes ago.
Okay. Item 5, consent agenda.
Second.
Roll call.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
Yes.
6A, consideration of resolution number 2022-36, a resolution approving intergovernmental agreement for the funding and operations of a joint fire and EMS records management system by the cities of Clive, Grimes, Johnston, Norwalk, Urbandale, Waukee, and Windsor Heights. Motion.
Second.
Dennis, Jeff.
This is actually a renewal, the current 20, it's in effect, it's been in effect since August of 2017, that we entered into a joint project with the other Western communities for what's called image transfer, which is our fire EMS reporting software. And of course, by doing that, it reduces our costs significantly. In 2021, our cost for the software is about $3,976. 2020 is $3,944. Our estimate for next year is $4,200. And of course, we were to go out and buy the software ourselves, or have to maintain it ourselves, the cost would significantly higher. So it's just a renewal, nothing else changes other than the renewal and the terms are the same, so. We're good.
Discussion on council. Hearing none, roll call.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
Yes.
6B, consideration of professional services agreement with Bolton Mix for survey, design, letting, and construction administration for the public safety parking lot project in the amount of $44,000.
Second.
Dennis.
Chad.
So this one's a little more expensive. As you know, our parking lot is in horrible condition. And a couple of years ago, we did some work on this very south end to help with some drainage because it was rolling over the edge and actually eroding out underneath. That concrete portion's okay, but the rest of the parking lot's not. In December of 2020, I contacted a couple of contractors, talked to Justin, and asked what the cost to replace the parking lot would be. About a third of it, quarter to a third of it was concrete out in that northeast section. The rest of it was asphalt. And of course, we have heavy apparatus equipment driving across that asphalt. It's not the best option, number one. But also the lifespan needs to be taken into consideration. In December of 2020, Vice Construction estimated the project to replace the lot at $92,000. He did give me a separate bid for the asphalt versus the concrete. Concrete was more in need, and he said that the asphalt may have 2 years left, but keep in mind that was December of 2020. As time went on, the parking lot continued to deteriorate. In June of 21, I revisited the issue because we had tried to plug it into the CIP, and we were thinking around $100,000. I called Justin, and he started laughing at me. And June of 2021, it had gone from 92,000 to 384,000. In July or January of 2022, I asked again, and it was up to 400,000. And the discussion at the time between Dennis and Justin and I was I wanted to wait and see if the price came back down, maybe in the fall. There was some hope that construction costs would come down, and obviously that's not happening. So the latest bid for the entire project is $447,000 as an estimate to replace the back parking lot and this drive along the side. More recently, just a couple weeks ago, before the council meeting, you guys all saw the big hole out there. After weeks now, or calling
Waste connection.
contractor.
Waste connection.
Waste Connections. They came in to clean up the dumpster here a couple weeks ago, and they did something with their truck that resulted in the concrete portion that was cracked out over here actually falling through and getting away underneath them. And then when Public Works came in to take that out to put a patch in, that asphalt section actually cut it underneath Public Works. And so it's obvious that the lot simply has to be replaced. There's quite a bit of just wear and tear on it. It's nothing that as a result of anything that is done in this time and the amount of water that drains off of the stuff above us at the lot, which I think is something to take into account. Towards redoing it. So what you have before you tonight is simply the design, survey work, and the project to get started through Bolton Maine. And then it's also important to keep in mind that council will have at least 2 opportunities going forward before they approve the actual expenditure of the full amount to replace the parking lot. And that is when we do bids, as well as the final award of that bid. But the parking lot's just in such bad shape that we've got to do something with it.
Discussion, council.
I'm glad it's going to be taken care of because it has been something that, I mean, every time I would go to the gym, I would hit every single bump, and then watching kids and even the firefighters out there playing basketball on as they're trying to okay, which one of these moves? So let's make sure we aren't on that brick or that section of the drive. So I'm happy that we're at least looking to move forward, although the cost is heartbreaking, but
Like I said, we discussed this several times, and the goal was to try to push off a little bit, to try to get those costs down, but at this point, I just don't know that that's ever gonna happen.
How long before the bid would be left? Any idea?
November, December of 2020.
And maybe you're thinking spring, right?
Yeah, I doubt you'll get anybody to come in this fall yet.
So
Yeah. So we,
even if we get a contract in place, we're probably talking about spring before it gets replaced, which that's with anything. Prices only gonna go up.
The fact that it's 5 times as much.
yes.
I struggle with that as well, and when I looked at that 92,000, and then Justin and I, like I said, we've been talking, every time I talk to him, I'm like, you're killing me, and he's like, it's not gonna get better.
Much federal money involved out there these days that contractors are busy. And it's a good thing and a bad thing, kind of all in one, so, yeah.
We had hoped the construction on like housing, stuff like that would slow down a little bit, which may make them a little more hungry. And it's not. So,
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Susan Skiris,
Yes.
Joseph Jones,
Yes.
Michael Libby,
yes,
Lauren Campbell,
Yes.
and Teresa Harms.
7A, mayor's report. My report is included in the council packet. 7B, council reports and committee updates. Ms. Harms.
Yes, good evening. A couple of things. I visited with the Icon Water Trails. I serve as the representative on that board, and they're going to continue to move forward. I'm sure you will have heard lots of different reports about how the bidding, getting ready to bid on the projects and how it's kind of slowed things down. So they're going to continue to move some things forward just in more parts as opposed to as one whole big project. Really taking a regional approach instead of just the Des Moines kind of centric project, looking at what some of the other smaller projects that can be done and from the regional perspective to get folks in from like places like Van Meter, downtown Des Moines, and those sorts of things. And so we're hosting a variety of water trail kind of tours. So if they're still happening. So if you have an opportunity to jump on, it's a great way to see our water trail systems and what the upgrades and improvements will be that they're planning, and then how to connect and all those sorts of things. So they're really collaborating in coordination with bike trails and so to keep all this kind of recreational opportunities all together. So really looking and communicating opportunities for economic development, particularly outside of the Des Moines metro area, Des Moines proper space, and as well as a workforce recruitment tool. And so those being some of the things that we know the larger players are using or suggesting that our water trails that maybe aren't as where they want them to be, where they could be, and how they're utilizing those as a workforce recruitment opportunity. And then economic development, certainly for the places that are outside the Des Moines metro, because you can go there and have opportunities for people to come to your community. I didn't say when he was up here, but National Night Out is tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. My kids are super excited about that, and the night nights. But and then everybody should have gotten an email today from Travis with the city administrator's annual evaluation that's due to me by the 15th. The last year's evaluation was included in all that. If you have any questions or would like to discuss, just reach out. Thank you.
The FY23 Bravo budget was shared by Dennis in his Friday email, and I will forward the complete list of awards from the FY22 cycle. Thank you, Mayor Jones, who alerted me that the restroom signs that we voted on in June have been installed at the Community Event Center. Fall Festival planning continues, including WHAM and partnering with the Fire Association on the pancake breakfast. And he's not here tonight, but wishing Dalton success and wants to share appreciation for his service to Windsor Heights.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The final Nights of the Heights, of course, is tomorrow. And got a little bit of a scare. The band, due to the heat, wanted to back out as of about 3 o'clock this afternoon. And that's not going to happen. It was a bit of a right. There's also National Night Out, which is always a great adventure for all of us. I'm anxious to get back into the Communications Committee, the welcome packet that we talked about to get that out. That's going to be interesting to do that. Economic Development Committee did not have a meeting in July, but we're scheduled for August. And I'd like to start talking about ways in which we can become perhaps more aggressive in our economic development opportunities for the city of Windsor Heights. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Just that there's a Dartmouth Commission meeting tomorrow.
Scaries?
There was a really good turnout for last Tuesday Nights in the Height concert. It was great to see so many people out having fun, and the weather just couldn't have been more perfect. So I think that that just brought everybody, their mother, their dogs, it was
1,200 people.
Yeah, it was crazy the amount of people. So it was nice to see all the people in and, talking about how much fun they have. And I heard a lot of people say that they wish that this continued on more than just, 4 or 5 weeks a year. So maybe that's something that we look at in the near future to kind of piggyback with the foundation and see what we can do. But I know that there were a lot of people talking about wishing that, because it's such a great park, wish we could come in here and listen to more music and kind of have more fun in a nice kind of family style way. So then, as everybody said, tomorrow night is National Night Out from 5 to 7 p.m. Nights in the Heights starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. as well. Wednesday for me, there's a Metro Waste Executive Board meeting at noon. And then on Friday, Field of Dreams will be shown on the ball fields. Weather and heat permitting, because if it's as hot as it is right now, I would like to have at least some shade. So maybe we pull it over back to the pavilion area if it is like this, because it's kind of miserable out. So we'll have to kind of look into that and kind of watch the weather a bit. I'm going to also look to see how much extra we have to kind of order for, since we ran out so quickly last time with the weather being nice, no rain in the forecast. So we'll be upping our usage for the goodies. Then DART will be here from 7 to 8 to give a tour of the electric bus. And they're looking forward to giving people the tour of the bus and then answering any of the questions that they may have. So I think that's about it.
Just a quick reminder, I included this information in the Friday email, but on August 15th, the council will be having a work session to review the draft survey documents that Cassandra and Scott have put together. They will be emailing those to you ahead of time, so you have a chance to review them before you have your work session on the 15th. And then their plan would be to take your final corrections and send those surveys out. They'll give it a few weeks for people to respond, and then they'll send out a reminder and give people another week. And then they will start to compile the data and have that ready for the council to review, and then send out next steps on November 10th. That would be a Thursday evening retreat, another hour-and-a-half session, so that you can look over that data. If you have any questions or any concerns prior to that, or your schedule just turns over and you can't make it on the 10th, please let me know.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Susan Skiris.
Yes.
Joseph Jones.
Yes.
Michael Libby.
Yes.
Lauren Campbell.
Yes.
And Teresa Harms.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.